Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please be seated.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
So tell us something about this terminology, Avinash.
Sir, Avinash, the name given by my father, it was his choice. It means the one who cannot be destroyed.
He told you about that.
No, my mom told me. Once I asked
Yeah.
why such name.
Because somebody has to tell us, then only we come to know. Yeah, please go ahead.
So, the meaning of the name is the one who cannot be destroyed. And I think the name suits me because I have been in this competitive exam sphere for almost 5 years and I'm still running the game.
Okay. So you are talking about your personality also. What you can tell us about your personality apart from this, that you correlate with your name?
Uh, Sir, I'm an extrovert. I'm able to fit in any group. I'm introspective. If I make a mistake, I go home and I think about it and I try not to repeat that again.
Yeah.
And I'm a tech savvy person.
Right. So Avinash, you have done your graduation in, your biodata says in 2017.
Yes, sir.
So what you have been doing these years?
So, for first 2 years after 2017, I was preparing for civil service examination.
Yeah.
And after 2019, that is when COVID hit, I joined an NGO. I started creating some content for a coaching class. And after that, I started preparing for this examination as well as I had appeared for intelligence bureau examination conducted by Ministry of Home Affairs.
So you qualified that?
Yes, sir, I did.
And what about UPSC? You also qualified?
Sir, I gave 3 attempts. In the first 2 attempts, I couldn't qualify the pre.
Yeah.
The next, I couldn't qualify the mains.
So now you do have in your hands not the civil services UPSC, not the EPFO, and you do have the IB.
Yes, sir.
Why we should not go for IB only? That is better. I mean, you do have in your hand now.
Yes, sir, I do have in hand, but I also have the opportunity to sit for this interview.
Yeah.
And I believe the job profile of EPFO will give me chance to cultivate my hobbies that
So
I currently have.
do you know something about this profile of enforcement officer then?
Yes, sir, I do. Enforcement officer works to make sure that the laws that are made regarding provident fund in organized sector is implemented properly. It is more of a field job.
So I mean, do you visualize some kind of a loss with EPFO? Because then only we will have this post relevant. Otherwise, why we should have this post?
Yes, sir. So one law I can visualize is that if given a chance, if I am an enforcement officer, I see an organization where there are more than 20 workers. They have to compulsorily follow this EPFOs. So
What are the challenges you visualize for EPFO?
challenges I visualize for EPFO.
Yeah.
So one is that domestic help workers are not a part of this scheme. Unorganized sector are not a part of this scheme. So these are the only thing I can visualize currently.
Yeah. How you could you comment on the pension sector in India?
So
Means your comment about the general trend, general scenario prevalent in India about the pension sector, how is strong, what is its nature, how far it is vibrant, how about its inclusion, something like that.
So pensions sector mostly focus on government jobs. It is not provided in private sector. Pension, I believe it is necessary because once you enter an old age, you do not have any other source of livelihood.
Yeah. So you visualize that this being a government sector initiative
Yes, sir.
and focused only on government sector, public sector. So do you visualize some kind of impact, maybe adverse, on the sector by virtue of the liberal policies being adopted by the government since for the last 15 years or so?
So we are moving towards privatization quite a lot. LIC was disinvested to an extent of I think 5%. So yes, if EPFO is privatized, it will be hampering this pension scheme because social security, it provides social security, and social security as a subject is duty.
Okay.
It's a directive principle pursuant to Article 42, and if it's privatized, then it will be hampered. So.
Okay. Yes, Rakesh.
Why do you think privatization will hamper it? Why do you think privatization is bad?
So I do not think privatization is bad in general, but in this scenario, what I believe is privatization, private companies do not work for not for profit basis, but governments do. So they will think about their profit, and they may create some hurdles in giving out the pensions. So that is one reason that I can think of it. So.
You said you are a tech savvy person.
Yes,
How
sir.
you are going to contribute by your attitude of being tech savvy, your knowledge in technology? How you are going to contribute to the? How you will justify the job of EPFO enforcement officer?
So as an enforcement officer, okay, I cannot think as an enforcement officer, but as an accounts officer, which I will be posted for 1 to 2 years, I can help my fellow mates who has got their via promotions. They are particularly above 40 or 50. I can teach them how to operate a computer properly. I can teach them how to manage different accounts. So that is one thing I can think of. Another, as an enforcement officer. Sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
See, there are limitations when you are working as an accounts officer because the systems which are portal-based systems,
Okay.
specifically in the departments, all the keys and control of all these systems are with the top bosses.
Alright.
So they are not decentralized so much. So how you think you can contribute? Unless they are decentralized, you cannot contribute.
Yes, sir, that's true.
So how do you think you can proceed for that? If you want to contribute, what will you do?
So I haven't thought about that. Can I think?
Yeah, sure, you can take your time.
So one thing I can do, if I don't know if there are any applications for Android or Apple that exist, but if there are, I will search about it and I will tell whoever comes to me for help. Maybe the old people or people who wants a pension, I can tell them about these or these things in which the apps that can facilitate them, and so that they do not have to come to office each and every time. For example, there is ombudsman scheme if they have any complaints regarding the officer, and I believe there are apps that I do not know of. I will search about it and inform them.
Do you think our portals are safe? Because few days or 2 months back, most of the portals, most of our e-governance platforms, they were hacked by one of the Chinese hackers.
Yes, sir.
Then you might have heard about the Russian hackers. Recently, they have hacked the Lithuanian systems. How safe it is? How safe our e-governance pattern or e-governance platforms are?
So it is true that they have been hacked recently quite a lot, but I haven't come across anything in which apart from financial data, actual money has been transferred from one account to another. So we do lack back of the hand infrastructure, but with time, India is improving on that.
What are the challenges before EPFO? Do you see any challenge in terms of unorganized sector specifically? What are the possible parameters they can go for? What do you think?
So right now, unorganized people do not have anything with them, and I think EPFO should try to accommodate that by bringing out various schemes. Governments do have various schemes for them. For example, one I can think of right now is PM Kisan, and we need more schemes, or alternatively, we need something so that they can be accommodated into EPFO scheme, into social security scheme.
What are the primary objectives of the social security schemes when it comes to unorganized sector, unorganized labor, organized businesses?
Unorganized, man. So it's just to give them assurance and monetary assistance so that they can survive their livelihood. That is the only thing they are doing for.
When we talk about social security, we see just beyond the economy or beyond economic gains.
Yes, sir.
So what are the challenges? What do you think is the social composition of the unorganized sector?
So social composition, mainly migrant workers, domestic help, manual scavengers, everyone earning less than. Sorry, sir, I am not able to. But there is no particular amount actually. Another.
How EPFO is earning money as a non-banking financial institution?
Sir,
What is its role? How it is a non-banking financial institution?
So money that is transferred via PF goes to public account, which is in turn managed by government, executive government, and they also charge 0.5% from the employer, which funds the administrative cost of the organizations. Yes, that's.
Have you heard about the ESIC?
It's Employee State Insurance Corporations.
Tell me something about it.
Sorry, sir, I don't know anything apart from that.
What is difference between gratuity fund and provident fund?
So gratuity fund. Sorry, sir, I don't know exactly.
What is non-fictional audiobooks?
So audiobooks is something that we can put on our earphones and listen to them. Non-fictional is a particular type of category that I like, that excludes novels and stories. It's mostly self-development or anything not related to stories.
So tell me something which you have listened recently.
Sir, recently I have heard a book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. He was an USA Marine.
USA?
Marines. He was from Navy. It's about his journey in which he gave exam and physical for getting inducted into US Navy, but he couldn't because of his weight. Everybody rejected him, so he improved his personality, he improved his scores in written, he improved his health, and finally got selected as US Marine. After that, he was diagnosed with a hole in his heart. He got surgery, was in bed rest for 3 to 4 months, and now he's a youth icon, inspiring people to become fitter and mentally strong.
So what are the benefits by listening to these non-fictional audiobooks?
So one benefit that I particularly like is we can do multitasking while listening to them. Audiobooks, by listening to audiobooks, you can multitask, and since most of the things in non-fictional books are repeated again and again, so even if you are multitasking, there is a high chance you may miss something. But the same thing is repeated again, and so I am able to cover the whole crux of the book.
So, Avinash,
Yes, sir.
you have shown in your biodata that you have done graduation in 2017,
Yes, sir.
but you have not mentioned the subject you have taken. Why?
Sir, in the portal, I was not able to select those, but I have
Okay.
done.
So, could you tell us which subject you appeared?
Yes, sir, sure. I have done graduation in English literature, political science, and economics.
Which subject you like most out of these three?
Out of these three, sir, I like political science.
Any particular specific topic in political science that you like very most? I mean, of your interest.
Of my interest, sir. No, sir, there is nothing particular.
You tell
Anything,
us something. Okay. Any topic.
Yes, sir, I liked the subject from second year, which was mostly based on Indian Constitution.
So, could you tell us as to how you correlate constitution? Whether it is the constitution that controls the politics or it is the politics that controls the constitution?
Sir, I would say it's both, because in the start it was constitution that contributed to the politics, but
Is it not like that today? Constitution is controlling politics or regulating?
maybe, but sir, constitution is a living document which has been amended time and again by the political parties. So I will beg to differ on that part. That it is only one.
You have said that earlier the constitution used to regulate politics.
Yes, sir.
But whether, I mean, it seems that it appears that you are thinking that nowadays it is not regulating.
No, sir. My thought process was like that. Earlier, constitution was used to rule the politics, but after time, it was both way around.
Okay. So there is something constitutional politics. Is there any something like constitutional politics?
Constitution, sir, I'm not aware about that.
You are not aware. So what kind of a politics there is in India? Is it democratic politics, authoritarian politics, or what other kind of politics in India?
So I would say it's mostly democratic politics.
Okay. So how you define democratic politics?
So
It does mean that there is other types of politics also, right?
yes, sir.
So how you make us understood what is democratic politics?
So politics played by thinking views of the majority of the people. That is how I think I can define it.
Democratic politics. Yeah. Any other country which you visualize as where democratic politics you find very vibrant?
So as a vibrant democracy, I think there is Switzerland because they practice the form of direct democracy.
Okay.
Another,
Which aspects we should take into account while considering the consolidation of democratic politics? What aspect we should take into account to make democratic politics more vibrant, more consolidated?
okay, sir, I think one system of politics that is practiced in Switzerland should be taken. That is recall. If
Okay.
the MLA or MP that you have elected is not working properly, there should be an option to recall him from his position after 2 years.
But it will increase the burden on economy. You have to take by-elections again and again.
Yes, sir, that is surely.
Do you remember any example, any country that is that is properly deploying this instrument of democratic politics?
So Switzerland is doing that.
Switzerland.
But I do not know any example,
Okay.
particularly of any person that has been recalled.
Which political thinker you find more interesting?
Sir, I like Plato for his theory of philosopher king.
Okay, that's great.
And
Who is a philosopher king?
so philosopher king is a person who has given up his family, all the worldly pleasures. He studies and he studies to a level that he becomes a philosopher and he is made to study all the aspects of ruling. So hence philosopher king.
So tell me something. Suppose your philosopher king is today in India. So what he would like? Would he like to go for privatization?
Sorry, sir.
Would he like to go for privatization? Your philosopher king.
Yes, sir. Certainly. I would
Could
think
you
so.
just explain as to
Okay,
how?
sir. Privatization. Sir, there are two things associated with privatization. One is efficiency, and another is productivity. And a philosopher king would want his country to be more productive and more efficient and have a name in the world.
Which other aspect you like about Plato?
The aspects.
How Plato, just let us go further. How Plato differs from Aristotle, or how Aristotle differs from Plato?
Sorry, sir. I don't know.
Okay. One more question I would like to add over here. You have shown following smartphone technology, playing with Rubik's cube. What is that? Playing with Rubik's cube?
Sir, Rubik's Cube is a 3D puzzle game invented by Arno Rubik. It has 6 sides of different colors and around 26, exactly 26 cubes.
Okay.
The puzzle part of is that we can reshuffle it, and the one who is solving the puzzle has to again bring back the cube in its original position. That is all 6 sides with the same color.
Okay. Smartphone technology.
Yes, sir.
Is it? How you utilize that? How? Could you just tell us something about? I haven't heard about this hobby. Have you heard? Have
Heard
you
from
heard?
him only.
You only, yeah. So could you just make us understand as to what is this?
So following smartphone technology is that whenever someone launches, a company launches any smartphone, I like to go through its specifications and I like to see what it can does.
So
And
then every time you have to purchase that.
no, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to YouTube. So thanks to YouTube, I don't have to do that.
Oh, that's great. So okay, Avinash, it seems we are done, and we wish you all the best and let us see in your organization.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.